Don't pin the butterfly. Turning your passion into a business can kill your passion. The idea of turning your passion into a business is not a new one, but it seems to be accelerating and turning up more and more in culture, especially since COVID, where a lot of people had to try to make a living some way that wasn't their jobs because they were on furlough or they were let go. So there was this massive rush of people who started to turn their hobby into a business. But should you? In a lot of cases, maybe most cases, the answer is actually no. And I say this as someone who has done this and helps other people do this as well. Maybe you shouldn't turn your passion or your hobby into a business. And this is why. I did this myself accidentally all the way back in 2008. I had a full-time job, which I enjoyed, and it also gave me quite a lot of free time. And in that free time, I started to make things with my hands again, something I hadn't done since I was much younger because I went into academic types of work and kind of forgot how much I enjoyed actually making physical things. I started with a bit of knitting, a bit of crochet, and then I discovered the jewelry section of my local Spotlight and thought, hey, this looks like fun, let's make some of this. Fast forward about a year, I'd done a little silversmithing course and I had started my hobby business on Etsy. At the time, I was running it as a hobby, and the reason I started selling was really because I had so much stuff piling up that I didn't know what to do with, and just to kind of try to recoup some of the costs of the materials that I was buying. I never intended to actually turn it into my living. And then I did. Accidentally. And if you want that story, I will leave a link to that video up here. But for now, let's just say it happened. I turned my handmade jewelry hobby into a full-time business. And from there, I actually started a couple of other businesses over the next few years, one of which, Create and Thrive, I still run today, where I teach handmade business owners how to take that hobby and turn it into a profitable business. So I'm obviously not against the idea of doing this. It has transformed my life, revolutionized my life. I wouldn't be where I am now without it. I know hundreds, if not thousands of other people who have done this and have been successful at it. But that doesn't mean that it's the right choice for you or for this particular hobby that you are thinking about monetizing. First of all, what is a hobby? What is a passion? It's something that you do because you love it, because you're drawn to it, because it fulfills you in some way. And there's a lot of research out there on the importance of hobbies in our life. They can lower your blood pressure. They can improve the health of your heart. They can make you calmer and happier. There are lots of physical and psychological benefits to having a hobby. Another one is that it helps you to expand your sense of self. You have a lot more interests, you have a much more complex idea of who you are as a person. You might make new friendships and connections through that hobby. It's the thing you turn to relax or to fulfill yourself in a way that perhaps your work does not or cannot. And so it's tempting to think, wow, I really love doing this thing. Wouldn't it be amazing if I could make a living doing this thing? Then I could do this thing all the time. But you won't be doing this thing all the time. In fact, you will probably be doing the thing less than you were doing before. I know that sounds crazy, but the thing I used to always tell my students was, if you are taking your hobby and you are turning it into a business because you really love doing the thing and you want to spend more time doing the thing, what I need you to know is that at least in the first year of transitioning, you will spend approximately 80% of your time working on the business rather than actually doing the thing you love doing. So the 100% of time that you have aside to work on this side hustle, yeah, about 20% of that time will be you actually doing the thing you like, and the rest of the time will be learning about business, learning about marketing, doing paperwork, doing tax, doing your bookkeeping, doing social media, dealing with customers, setting up your online shop. I could go on. There's a lot of things that go into a business that you did not have to think about or worry about or even contemplate when you were just doing this thing you enjoyed as a passion. And making this transition can sometimes completely kill any love you had for the thing. Now, this doesn't happen to everyone, but most people I know who have turned a passion into a business have gone through at least a period of either actively disliking / hating that thing or being indifferent to it at the very least. Turning your passion into a business can kill your passion because it goes from being something that you do for fun whenever you want to do it, exactly the way you want to do it, into something you have to do for someone else. You have to do it on their time frame, to their requirements, and you don't have a choice about if you do it or not. So it completely changes your relationship to the thing that you love. For some people, this is fine. They can maintain the passion and the love of the thing while also running it as a business. But for other people, so many people I know over the years, it does the complete opposite. And they start to dislike, if not loathe, if not never want to touch their passion again. I've had so many people who've joined my Thriver Circle, worked through my Your Year to Thrive course, and then they've messaged me and gone, Jess, your stuff is amazing, but it's made me realize I don't want to do this. I don't want to turn this thing into a business. There's too much business stuff that I didn't realize I would have to do. And I'm not interested in that. I don't want to do all of that stuff. I just want to keep doing the thing I love and enjoying it and not destroy my relationship with it by turning it into something completely different. For myself, my jewelry business, my jewelry hobby that I loved, probably for about 5 or so years, I still loved it. I still was doing it in my spare time, coming up with new designs, dreaming up new ideas. But then my personal passion for that kind of waned and fell away. I still enjoy making jewelry. I still enjoy running my jewelry business, but it's not the thing I turn to for relaxation ever anymore. It's not the thing I generally turn to for creative fulfillment anymore. I tend now to turn to other things, other hobbies, to fill that need in myself. And I wouldn't change it. I love that I was able to take something I enjoyed and turned it into a profitable business, and I'm still running that business to this day. I don't regret it. But there are other hobbies in my life that I would never ever turn into a business, because I know now how turning the hobby or that passion into a business changes it for you. My main one, my main hobby, my entire life, the thing that I always use to wind down, to relax, is reading novels specifically, so reading fiction. And over the years, many people have asked me, when are you going to start writing? You love reading. Why aren't you also writing? You're a pretty good writer. You're pretty smart. I even studied English as part of my university degree. I studied courses on writing and I studied courses on literature and fiction. But you know what? I don't like analyzing. I don't want to analyze the novels I'm reading. I don't even generally write reviews, because once I'm done with the story, I don't want to analyze it. I want to enjoy it. I want to be in the story. I want to be living the story with the characters. I'm not interested in sitting down afterwards and thinking about their motivations and thinking about what the author meant. No. I really am so afraid of how it might change my relationship with reading that I don't want to take that risk at this point, because it's the one thing I can always turn to relax. There are other hobbies that I am potentially thinking about turning to a business. I mean, I do this all the time. It's just my nature. I'm like, I start a new type of art, or I start gardening, or whatever else in my life, and I'm like, ooh, how can I monetize this? Can I turn this into a business? It's just, and some of us are like that. Some of us have that entrepreneurial spark, and we just always are thinking about how we can monetize things. I mean, last year I started a new YouTube channel for my gardening, because I just wanted to share it, and maybe that'll make some money, maybe it won't. I'm just playing with it at this point. And I think that's part of what makes it not so much pressure, is that yes, I'm, running a YouTube channel about it, but I don't really have a particular goal. Like, I'm not pushing to monetize it. I don't have a business plan. I'm just enjoying it as I go along. And if it turns into something that makes me money, not gonna lie, that'll be great. But if it doesn't, that's okay too, because I'm enjoying the artistic process of making the garden and then making the videos. And that for me is the most fulfilling part of the process. So before you make that choice, before you take that passion, that hobby, that thing you love, and turn it into a business, first of all, realize you don't have to. Second of all, realize it will change your relationship with it. And just go into it with your eyes open and know that that's what's going to happen, and be willing for that to happen. And if that sounds okay, if that's like, yeah, that's fine with me, I do love this thing, but I'm also looking forward to how I can share it with other people and make money out of it. If that's part of what you love, this is the missing key. If you take nothing else away from this video, I want you to remember this. The people who are successful at turning their passion into a business enjoy business. They enjoy running a business. They enjoy the challenge. They enjoy the creativity. They enjoy the entrepreneurial element of it. The people who don't succeed are the ones who love the passion but hate business. If you hate business, if you don't have any interest in learning about how to run a business successfully, it will not work for you, because you have to enjoy that. Because as I said, especially in the beginning, you will spend most of your time on the business, not the thing. That does change. Over time, you'll spend less time on the business because you'll have it sorted, or at least to a certain extent, and you'll spend more time on the thing. But it will never go back to the way it was, where all you had to do is the thing. Now, this video was inspired by a short essay that my friend Deb sent me, and the concept is don't pin the butterfly. I just want to read the last paragraph of this because I think it's a really important lesson. Butterflies have often been used as a metaphor for freedom. Turning every single hobby into a hustle is akin to walking around with a cyanide-filled jar to kill and pin every butterfly you see. Sometimes it's better to just enjoy the chaos of your creative flow without trying to capture and catalyze it. So before you turn this passion into a business, ask yourself, am I willing to pin this butterfly? Thanks for watching. I will catch you again in the next video. Bye for now. Now I'm trying to think about how many hobbies I actually have. So reading, hiking, swimming, ocean swimming, archery, painting occasionally, jewelry making was a hobby, obviously not anymore. Gardening, kayaking, walking. There's a lot of hobbies. How many hobbies do you have? Are you like me? Do you have like 11 million hobbies? Let me know below.